Welcome back to another video. Today, work got cut off early because it's bad weather here, so it's cold in the garage, but we got extra time to work on the car, so thank God for that. The content is going to be cooling system based things today. I've been previously confused by this subject for Coyotes, and so it'd be another good video that I thought I could put out to other people to help with the idea. So, to show the initial setup for coolant stuff, first of all, there's one big modification, which is the thermostat has been deleted here. The reason is that when the thermostat was on there, it came too far out and then pushed the hose too far over that it would hit the hot side of the turbo kit here and here. And it also is really, really close to the alternator belt there. So because of that, we decided to reroute the bottom coolant line. And so now it has thermostat delete and a dash 20 AN. There's an adapter fitting that BPS makes here. That goes down to a bung rated on, welded on the radiator down there, and then a 90 degree dash 20 AN fitting down there. So that's the first thing. Second thing is here. There's originally a piece that goes in this area. It's this big Y fitting thing. So that's now gone, and instead now there's this big black tube. The guys call it a fallopian tube because it looks weird, but you know, it works for now. Maybe later we'll upgrade to AN line for that. But I already got all the fab work done. To get that done, I have to do a dash 20 bung here, weld that on, I have to weld another dash 20 bung here to get that. And then I already have the cord for it. I have some more dash 20 over here somewhere. I think it would be enough, but then I have to get two more fittings as well, probably two 45s, dash 20 as well, and those dash 20 fittings aren't cheap. So I'd have to get those two fittings as well, and then I could get this top one done. So waiting on that as well. So the content for today is this little fitting here on the top of the radiator. So this was tapped. It's a 1/8 NPT fitting, and then that goes to a 90 degree to 6 AN, and then 6 AN 90 degree here on the top, and then that will go back to the coolant tank, which will be back over here. Additionally, this one here is tapped 1/8 NPT to 6 AN as well. That line will get made, take underneath the manifold back to the tank as well. And then this one is a dash 10 AN bung that was welded on, dash 10 90 degree fitting. You could do a 150 as well, but I did a 90 degree. They come in packs of 2 and they're a lot cheaper that way. And then that will go under the manifold here, back to the tank here, and will complete the entire coolant system. Also, I am running the heater core hoses, which go to the back in the middle of the car where the heater core is in here. And those are going the regular way instead of having a crossover, a bypass like some people do. But the bypass would go from here to there. Okay, that's all for now. Okay, so we're all done making lines and they're all magically here now. Do you like that? That was good. Okay, cool. So boring. All right, so first line here, going up under the manifold. I did already show that. That one, this one, and then we had the last two for the breathers, and just nicely tucks behind the manifold. And there's just a whole bunch of lines just waiting over here for a tank. Just a rat's nest of AN lines, but that's pretty much it. Once that gets here, we plug it all in. It's all good to go. And that is the streetcar setup.
What do they do?
When the player's waiting in Fortnite, and they like just sway to the side. What are you waiting for, to go race? You going driving? Go and get. Okay, so we made 3 lines, 2-6 and 1-10. So this is the dash 6 that goes to the top of the radiator for the overflow. This one goes along the front here, follows under by the top radiator tube, underneath the manifold, and then back to the corner of there where the coolant tank will be when it gets here. Next one is another overflow slash like bleeder which goes to the water neck here, another -6, which goes to the tapped adapter here. And that is very nicely tucked up in there, just going right back into the manifold. That goes underneath the manifold as well, and it is the second of the -6 lines. The last one is here, goes to the welded -10 fitting that goes on to the I guess the water pump top here. So yeah, -10 here, a 90°, got it underneath the top radiator coolant pipe, and then it very nicely just snugs in here on top of the -6 one, just like that. Everything is tucking underneath the manifold so well. And then you can see it goes back underneath the manifold and stops here. So when the tank comes, then this fitting here will go onto the bottom, and these two go onto the top. Ta-da! Okay, another thing I wanted to show is that I wanted to use the inside of the car gauge to show the fuel pressure. So I added the line from here before and put it into the fuel rail here. There's already a whole bunch of 1/8 NPT spots to add stuff in. So like on this side over there, it has the fuel gauge for inside the engine bay. But then this side, this is a -4 AN to a 1/8 NPT. This is just like the line that came with the auto metered mechanical gauges. And so I just used that and converted it into this here. This is just a regular like Amazon fitting, but it works. Put some Teflon tape on there, got it nice and tight. This -4N hose was a bitch though, because it would not swivel, it wouldn't spin the end fitting. So I had to like remove the line from all the way back in there and spin the whole thing, you know, in order to get it tight on there. Super annoying. But now when we look in the car and turn it to accessory, car cycles on, and you can see fuel pressure. Ta-da! Love it. All right, so the tank finally came in right back here in the corner. That is the BL Fabrications coolant and catch can tank. So coolant's on this side here, and then on the other side is the catch can with a vent here. The previous version, I believe, had an AN line here that would then go underneath the car. So 2 -10s from the crankcases over to the vent, and then 2 -6 on the top for the coolant, and then a -10 on the bottom, and then just an overflow line here as well. I think that's a 1/4" one. It might be a little bit smaller, not sure. I just had some hose line around for that, and it fit good. So yeah, that's all the lines are all hooked up. That's full of coolant. We did have, when trying to fill it, it didn't want to drain from the tank into the top as easily as I would have hoped. So we raised the tank a little bit, just put some boxes underneath it, held it up and got it to fill, because it's filling the entire system. It's got 4 gallons, 3.8 or so that fills up the whole thing. So once that filled everything, now it's got about half a tank full in there in the back. And it seems to be working great. Really like how clean that is, and it uses all the AN lines and gets everything all cleaned up. And using that spot there looks a whole lot better than having the Degas bottle up in the front here like it was with like the stock setup and stuff. So that's most everything for the setup here. If y'all have any questions, just let me know. The one little tip that I got from Brian and some other friends that have done this, Brendan as well helped. All the AN fittings here, there's a way to do them cheaper if you want to. It's a company called Evil Energy. They're sold on Amazon. So it's literally just Amazon fittings. They're a lot cheaper, and a lot of them come in packs of 2. So like for the ones in the crankcase here, 2 -10 90 degrees, they come together. I think it was like $12-15 for 2 of them. And it's almost double the price to get them through other companies that are a little more expensive. And they might be higher quality, but these seem to work just fine so far. They're not leaking. I just made sure to put Teflon tape on everything, especially on the ones that have the coolant in them. So there's Teflon tape on the ones that are for the breather, but really made sure that the ones that have coolant on them have Teflon tape. And yeah, I haven't had any issues. Nothing's leaking. It's holding coolant and it seems to be working great. So that's everything I got. Hope you guys can use this as a helpful way to set up your setup as well. A lot of people seem to be working on doing this right now, and it didn't make sense to me whenever I first started learning it, because all I knew was the stock setup with the degas bottle up front here, the lines going to where they go. So anyway, it's just the 3 lines you got to figure out pretty much, and then you're good to go. Okay, so per the little one's recommendation of what to say to close the video, how does it go?
That's all you get, bitches. Until the next video.
Sick, we out.